the fact, like, they will not get hurt because you got married someone you don't love. They didn't get hurt because you married someone that you thought you love, just because he first pampered you with gifts and talking and all that, and the second you got married, he didn't give two shits, you know? Didn't give any more two shits and didn't care anymore about whatever you wanted to do, and he was like, okay, you're just my slave. That's what you are from now on. So, that kind of sucks. Women are slaves, meaning of the word, especially in our society in Middle East. You know, you're forced to, I think I already said that, but I'm gonna say it again because this is more than real and this is more than true. You need to satisfy your community, you need to satisfy your parents, and you need to satisfy your husband. That's all. That's your life's mission. That's your purpose in life. Satisfying everyone else, even if you're miserable. That's what it is. You're getting married, you're having children. Rather you like it or you don't. Now, thankfully, these days, women are more and more awake of their power and the fact that they do have a tongue to actually speak. But sadly, not everyone has the courage to come up and say, no, I'm not doing this. No, I'm not getting married to that one. Like, I'm not kidding. You don't know the number of times that men have asked for my hand, and I'm not kidding, based just on because I look innocent in their eyes, when quite honestly I'm not innocent in any way. I could literally turn your life hell if you thought about marrying me the way that you're, coming at me. So, like, literally the other day even, a man that didn't even know me told my mother, oh, you have a daughter, and how old is she? And she told him, and then he was like, oh, well, my nephew is 21 and has a lot of, money and lives well, and he would like to get married. And it's exactly like you're exchanging an object for marriage, it's exactly like you're selling. That's how people get married, believe it or not. There's still people till this day that their parents go out and search for a wife for them and bring her back to him, and he's forced to marry her. He has no chance to actually get to really actually know her, to actually see if they can live together under the same roof, or if, they actually can be together. If they actually will love each other, if she will never cheat on him, he will never cheat on her. No one concentrates on the personality or on their values in life. No one asks for values. Everyone asks for what you have. That's all everyone asks about. No one asks about, the girl never thought about asking about her husband's values in life. What are your values? What are your goals? Don't have to be, oh, I want to have $1 million within 5 years. No, that's not what I mean in goals. Goals in personal growth. Goals in how you see something. Like, don't go out and just date. Like, I'm remembering someone right now. Like, don't go out and date a guy just because you're bored. Like, honestly, okay, I agree that we've all, women, and especially women that won't really give two fucks, especially when they're bored, all of us have been guilty of having fun with someone because we're bored at this moment. But not to prolong it more, not to actually give a commitment, not to actually say he's my boyfriend. I'm not dating him because I'm bored. Like, this is seriously fucked up. Like, what are you? Like, I don't accept that, rather from a man or a woman, to someone to come and say I'm dating him because I'm bored, or I'm dating her because I'm bored. Like, no, this is a human. This isn't an object. You want to date something because you're bored? Oh, great. I don't know. Go rent a movie or buy a movie and go to the cinema. Go out with your friends. You're bored? Try to fill what thing in you is actually bored. What is it that actually bores you? Stop doing it, because the fact that you're bored meaning that you're doing something that yourself is not satisfied with, and then it gives you boredness. We can all agree sometimes we've played hours on our phone in this game that we couldn't stop playing, and yet we still felt unsatisfied. Why? Because our minds know that this is not what will make us happy. This is not what will make us satisfied. But we're just doing it because we're passing time, And this is wrong. So don't go out and date someone. You're throwing yourself. I don't care if you're a girl or if you're a boy. You're worthless if you're throwing yourself at someone just because you're bored. This is wrong. especially if both of you aren't, you didn't talk about it, you know? Like for me, honestly, I would tell you I'm bored, that's why I'm talking to you. For me, because I don't want anyone to come and fool me, so I don't accept to fool anyone. So I would tell him, dude, I'm just right now talking to you because I'm bored. That's it, you know? But still, I would never go out with someone because I'm bored. That's a serious level of fucked upness. Like seriously. You're a woman, or even if you're a man, you are not forced to do what people tell you, especially if you don't want to. Like really, you're not. You are not. You know, don't do whatever makes you feel better. Do whatever. At the end of the day, when you put your head to sleep, you'll know that between you and your God, you're okay. Between you and your brain, you're okay. Between you and your conscience, you're okay. You know, you didn't do anything bad today. Not trying to convince yourself or others you didn't do anything bad today. Between you and yourself. I'm sorry, I'm a little bit too excited, and at the same time I have a headache, that's why I keep saying a lot of things, and I'm a little bit lost. Anyway, to come back to our actual, I know I've jumped a lot of times out of the subject, but that's because this is something that, you know, everything's connected to each other, especially when we talk about mental health or mentality these days. Everything's connected to each other, so it's not really out of the subject. Anyway, if you're going to tell me, no, you're not forced to satisfy everyone in your society, really? Like, tell me the one time you actually flirted with that guy and you liked him, you know, you liked him, you didn't mind, and someone saw you, one of your friends or anything, and they didn't call you, ooh, a slut. You know, they literally called you a slut. Like, why? Why am I a slut if I'm flirting with someone? A guy is not a slut if he flirts with 10 million women. Like, seriously, think about that. A man will never be called a slut if he literally flirts and sleeps with 10 million women. A woman, if she sleeps with one man before marriage, she's immediately called a slut. Why? Why? Like, seriously, why? Why are you making me feel so useless and worthless when, quite honestly, I could probably, I would say it as in a name of women, I could probably sleep with one man, and yes, it was before marriage, but you know, at least I'm not sleeping with everything and spreading myself around. For example, you know, like they say that everything's that been touched too many times becomes worthless, useless, and worthless. You know, so why am I the one being called a slut because I slept with him before marriage, for example, or I slept with 2 or 3? You know, you're a guy that's literally going out and sleeping with everything that walks, for fuck's sakes, and I'm the one that is getting called a slut. You're literally throwing yourself around, like seriously, you're calling me a slut when you're literally spreading yourself around like a useless, worthless piece of... Seriously, don't spread yourself around. I don't care if you're a girl or a man. Don't spread yourself around because you'll become worthless, quite honestly. For me, and for most women, men that sleep with a lot of women become less attractive. Obviously, like, why? You know, you can have one friend with benefit where you have fun once in a while when you need it, or something like that. But sleeping with everything that walks, seriously, dude? Like, how useless and worthless, and I know I've said these 2 words 10 million times, but this is the only thing I can find. Like, you don't have value of yourself to spread yourself around like that. And the funniest thing, I wish men slept with decent women. You know, no, we're gonna sleep with every single slut. I'm sorry for the word, but slut that is just as useless as we are, you know, and just as pathetic as we are. And it's like, seriously? Like, no, you're not attractive to me, and that's why you end up in your, you know, 60s and 50s, and you're still like, I'm not satisfied in my life, even though I have $10 million, or even though I have whatever money in my pocket, even though I've accomplished I don't know what in my business, and I've had 50 children, I don't care how much. I'm not satisfied. Why? Because I literally am spreading myself around. I'm literally... A real man is not in how many women he fucked, it's how many times he got the chance, I guess, to fuck and didn't. You don't have to. Not to please your buddies and tell them that, oh, I fucked a slut last night and it was so great. Like, no, dude, this is useless. This is worthless. Do you see any respectable woman, if you're thinking about marrying one day a woman that is respectable and that didn't sleep with every single guy in the neighborhood, do you really think she's gonna look at you when you're like that? Like, seriously. Like, I'm not here to judge anyone, even though it sounds like that. But I hate people that want to satisfy, society. That's what actually it is. I hate people that wants to satisfy everything and everyone except themselves. If you were sleeping with people to satisfy yourself, I have nothing against that. I have nothing to say about that. This is your choice. But you're sleeping with people to actually say to your friends or to people that you don't even care about that, oh, I fucked her, oh, I did that with her, oh, I made her do that, and oh, I whatever it is, and oh, I'm so popular. Like, I don't care about that. I don't want that. I don't want that, and I don't need that. As a woman, as a person, that you should respect yourself. You don't need that in your life. You don't need someone that spends his entire time satisfying everyone except him, satisfying himself, herself. You don't need that, nor as friends, nor as a partner in life. Even as parents, you don't know the millionth time I've been in an argument with my mother because she's too invested in satisfying people instead of herself and me. Because after, you give birth, your job is to satisfy your children's needs and wants and what they need to grow to be nice human beings that are decent and not idiot beings that just run around with their heads in between their legs. Like, no. Like, today we ask where there's so many problems in this world. Obviously, when I see how people are being raised and generations are being taught, I'm like, oh, obviously, that's literally this is literally the only explanation, for people to have so many problems these days is because of people, how they were raised. Your mentality matters. You don't know how much it fucking matters. The way you think, the way you do stuff, the way you think you have the right to do this just because people told you to. Like, I hate the fact that in Middle East, men have no shame. Women are shamed if they even wore a little short dress or they opened on their, décolleté or on their breast. They're being shamed that, oh my God, she's a slut. I'm not a slut because I'm opening on my breast. These are my breasts. This is my body. I have the right to do with it whatever I want to. And if a man rapes a woman, she wore something too revealing. That's why you're not a child, dude. You're not in a forest, and you're not, you have a brain to think, If a woman wants to fuck, rather she was wearing from up to down and she's covered. If she wants to fuck, she's going to fuck. And I know I personally wear revealing, not really revealing, but revealing, stuff on my body. I wear really revealing clothes, and yet I never allowed anyone to touch me. Why? I respect myself. And I show this person that I don't care if you're looking. I like to look at myself. This is something that no one really gets, and men always think women are wearing for them, for their eyes. No, honey, when I'm passing near a mirror, I want to look at myself and be like, damn, you look good. That's what I want. I don't care about whether you looked at me and you find me desirable or you looked at me and you find me, oh my God, she's such an annoying person. I don't care. Really, I really don't. So don't, women, please stop wearing for men. You're wearing for yourself. You're wearing that when you're going out and you're looking at a mirror or passing by a car that's really reflective, you're looking, you're like, damn, I look good, I don't care if you're gonna give me a compliment. I don't care if you're gonna tell me it's, this dress is too short or this décolleté is too open for my breast. I don't give two shits. I'm looking at the mirror and I'm liking it. That's what it matters, And in the next video, we'll talk about how parents really can hurt their children and on how they actually, will raise them. If you guys have any questions, I would really love to answer them. If you guys would like to talk about something precisely, I would make a video dedicated to that. And thank you so much for actually tuning in today and listening to Let's Talk About Us. And I will see you really soon.